si onye sika wawari na wagya sorry no meje awari no class me gunu tieni this announcement omo ba ha na hie omo nya sika stores akese ne kasa akese ekutom nyina a wo magya sorry wan yi ani magye nyina leader e friend frimpon all political leader one ne no omo ba ha na misre na me mu samunya be makama ode me nam se menye gu oguma ni mu ase akwala ni se meje no me ka ma mu nyina mate meje akwala na firi one ne yire nsem
your client there a toxic crash. So he spoke under probably very emotional and painful circumstances. Paul Cry at a point in time, he spoke about Alexander the Coppersmith.
Sure.
He said, Alexander the Coppersmith has done me more harm than good nuclear complaint here.
Sure.
To the extent that some of them, he handed over them to Satan.
Ebusia for ene adofonom akwaba sonko enkoma wa wo hwe mesabre e wo tuma gin age ye fidie kase yi eso yami ensha moseda ne da munya ebre eji edwa etie ensem ayede ebre mo na ebusia gana wahala dwumedie na ebre asose mede eba ebebe somo na ene deyi sede da ne da ye ba eye papa ye na ne na ase no ene so ye ba ba bepiemo ewo ye Faith Army Chapel International so for penyo dano ye Apostle Water Sakwa Mante na yene no eba abetwetwe nkomo na enye nkomo bia na nsentem ya asofo binom ewon sensem sorry owo mayu yenim safi ye hyase enche ye bia ede na so nyoma na sensem a eba ede free asofo eho no eye adosum na asofo panyi a wono de na nka Ghana fo dodo na enhyeda ente ne ho asem sa wo beti na no kasampo ewa abontimpo na chese eye den controversy se koso wa asofo ni asofo ntem atendidi sorry wo mo ntem no chese woni wo bia yete hunu ewo limelight ni mu anase social media so se wo gu ni hu fia na wo ye nyoma bia ense enfata nanso so ye na nse yintem wo di video bi ebebeto abonti anase ni video bi beto abonti na circulate too much ye de bebeso mo na me kan se ye resurrection power so for penye ye so for Boakye wo de ensem bi betu edwa ese wo no die se no nani abre ewo nyoma bi hu na wo de kokobo ma ne nsore ma se wo wa sori nim na ni resurrection power nyankopon aboawo ama wanya wo ho say dia wo ba asori dem honum na woni sika woni adwuma ye woni kunu woni yire woni ba na se obe piem wo ne na asem na resurrection power nyame ana sofo Boakye ni nyankopon edom boawo na sa aka de na wa wo busade a wo de eba ye no se wotimi edom ede emam na se bedu mrebi na afra asori dem honum pa dia ade bi ene enya de se ono be fa no ahoguno so wo baji ni o mani nyina na no na chese ye ni leader bia wo apa region one no chese me ye bia wada na die se no wo munya ba no mutimi ena nam no so mpai bo na wo munya ba be ma na afei dia wodi ni din enam na wo sei ni die no nti wo sei wo beje akwara no anka se wo benam nyame so age akwara no momo so wo beje akwara no ama akwara na ko ba bia wo firi na Ghana fo enti asie na yabobo hu ede nanso ne de ye nya sofo panya wono nso so nyame dwumani mu no wache yie wakwadri wo mu a chese woni ya papa ye beka se bia ba ku benya chenyo kwa na se nye se mfie mu ba nyame dwumani mu no na se wo mu nyina e wo the same place na ene ono so de na dwenkyere efa de ye papa sofo Boakye na Reverend Boakye wo kan ye no se ye ne kwan so ano no a wonkyere mu emma eye Ghana ne Christopher aso na se nye ne kwan so no so so wo ma eye ye nsusu ye hu na wonkyere mu na ye hu de ebekọ so na ebusafo enye no nko abebre na keka ho ene ye de baba beso mu enti stay tuned me ni wa video no free hanom na share video na hu be nya pa sa wo be share na wo be ma wa nan fofo wa yonkofo obi nsusu ehun bi na adwenkyere no momfa embra na ye be kenkan ede amamo emrepa emu Apostle mo akwaba
na
Bibi aboko die.
Bibi aboko nyame ado.
Ye da Christ ase.
Wo hairstyle die nya ha.
Apostle me that say. Apostle, yeah, share young papa. Oh, that resurrection power. Nen semo odi ababa betu eye ejaya. Say na wo hunu esi efa. Eye ne kwan so anu no.
First of all, he's an anointed man of God.
Sure.
Bia na me mo so won so. And he can he wan sema even though even though bia the can be a toxic cry in some aspect, we still give him that respect.
Sure.
But me feel say my yaya juma na check so I check.
Sure.
But sometimes some members need be better me as trigger him up ya share ya now be.
Waka bibia any kwan so ka.
Because generally no say a lot of people are very ungrateful.
Okay.
And probably gradually say nyame juma no kra it's not well defined unto me who say where juma na and say where nye juma. Because obi to say juma yeah actually say what tie what bank na what juma na say bisa. And most of the time and Crawford taking your juma for granted.
Okay.
And Emma ya be
okay.
Now say you fast now why fast now bomb pa man the person to me fast and pa who is what tax or no easy. And unhwe ya the ya be ba mo eno na unhwe na go hwe ya now I am emotional.
Okay.
Me Jeannie said or you very or you bad person but
sure.
But the all kind there a toxic cry.
A toxic cry.
We feel say or the young kind. My home that Nina Bonkomo that but only madam for.
Okay.
By a shower Independence Square some time ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, Colorado inauguration. That was somewhere last year.
Oh, 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Okay. He had also been invited now.
Okay.
Nina Bonkomo briefly. Hello, hi now. In attempt here. And a very fine person, but me feel say yeah be one more. So for cry sometimes they cry so you wow. Saying you are come on no bomb pine now yeah money ebia internal talk be on the members e can one say what intend say be
viral
but cancer no mum dey make catch say a toxic kakra but he spoke under probably very emotional and painful circumstances.
Okay.
You sure say by this time, and now for so for an answer the spiritual fathers no be a oh name kakra chen as oh boss we there.
Ankoye
kakra. Until with that, about me and back I can say oh see me make kaya no there. We feel say man can ye or sanka mbomodiana you know.
Okay.
See kasa no. But to be very fair, a toxic.
Okay.
Because be one.
Now, Apostle say, "Onyame nipa, unya yawa. Can't you control?" And I say, know how?" Because you say, "Be uye nyame nipa na." In the course of say, preachy and now only church members kasana say be ani so ade hu bi na hu na ebi wo mo amotimi say we die ni kwan say ye kan wo mic mu ma church members etie na wa fre nipa ne nkwa na wa ka akere na na say de we mu afa ne ho no wa ka akere ne enti say ya obi na aba be show mu from a different angle obi a wa hwe no wa boa no pain na say we disappoint wa you ungrateful to you sa ya no that moment na aba no can't you control yourself ana
obi sa maybe wa control this people have the opinion say is yeah, we need madam for be born come on and I must feel say if Christ is formed in you.
Okay.
Paul said for me to live with Christ to die is gain.
Yeah.
But if Christ is forming you I know a very difficult say yes anyway. But to come Paul make answer say no for me to live with Christ to die is gain. Paul cried at a point in time. He spoke about Alexander the coppersmith.
Sure.
He said Alexander the coppersmith has done me more harm than good. Nuclear complaint here.
Sure.
To the extent that some of them he handed over them to Satan. And say Paul cried. I mean, I said Paul Christ was from because he gave his life to Christ.
To Christ.
He died for the gospel. He was killed for the gospel.
For the gospel.
And to Paul, very Christ-like. Christ is from him. At the point in time he made that mistake. I don't think said or can he, but before said, the pain in him didn't have to come out the way it came out.
It came out.
With all due respect to him. Before said he also needs encouragement.
Okay.
Sometimes it's very painful though. My friend Kwadwo school. I mean, come one example.
Okay.
I'll be about me feel me share no call school or call university be I feel off your bar no on your see. You know, there was nothing. But a bomb man or yeah fine or call university call yeah or join exam for the man got your exams school fees by the grace of God encouraging oh ye I feel oh ye university or call one crab I can give you 1,001 examples. It's normal.
Okay.
And to be in me yeah dear man nipa me can't say baby me can't say and nipa na me yeah mo.
Okay. Oh yeah man
Jesus.
Sure.
See me there. Oh yeah, ungrateful and here because are very ungrateful. Oh,
sure.
I suffer me Jin say he's speaking normally. Yeah, bina amane kasa. It's just a TV video now. Because say man can ye. Nyama kan na ni want to me and ja crown.
So kasa all
always matter. Nyame man gift is without repentance.
Okay.
Unto me, I'm not gifted. That repentance, I know to me, and then unto me, unto me, he said, God doesn't work like that.
Na so okasa say unam ne so ana say nyame nam ne so ma waware no be say no so
he said that only the devil came. The devil came, John 10, only about some way, the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah, no, you see, anger is called momentary madness.
Okay.
At that point in time, what about them? What about them now? Oh, Kasa to say about them for. It's called momentary madness. That is why the Bible said that if you commit, you are angry, for 24 hours, you should make sure that within that 24 hours, and it's equal to murder because you can kill without any
sure.
And to before on the car, and at that point, I won't be grudging. But when it comes back to look at the video, I think that with all due respect to him, one can say and he will admit it with
okay.
If anybody will have the time, too much, not to me a colonel and bon I bet catcher will say one can hear. If you be sincere,
okay.
I bet catcher will say one can hear.
Now, Apostle, who say him say ya no asem ititu ne asofo manum asem no ekwatumi enti say all kasa no entimi nya effect because on say at a particular time no o make it specific say nipa sumesi obo some elder be edin aches who say one na yere wa boa no but later on I say wo mo kan ho asem bone nunti na kwala na wo omunya ye true him and I say true omoba ne na say nunti nyame nam no so ma wo munya ba na obeje no no won say the fact is what they yaw and the kai and a bit mean effect
depending on the person who can who answer
okay
if you're on treaty person you'll be wow kasaba and they bet me account the Bible can say touch not my Lord the Lord's anointed
okay
obi wa if you're nyamina catching some fear sorry no the Bible said separate me Paul and Barnabas for the work for which I have for them
okay
if you're nyami we be another place it's now sorry no and you'll be na Ogina started, and started. We should
baby ne buy
and a bit so no winning. It's a mixture of a lot of things. Obi wa Nyamina catcher me said, if they are on another place, you can't be glad the person. You think for a raising prophets, pastors, for be a raising Sikafona, the idea. I'm only sorry. A part, the 10 over hour, sorry, easy. I saw for every month, every year, it be free no more call about preaching, and the more giant no more call. Yeah, but see about Twitter papa no the man ya na perform kakra but most of the people know are very ungrateful and they are very rude but at the same time so if you are pronouncing something you'll be never can
okay
because my experience be obi idea money ya pa na me bon pa ready we the judge me ru home no me say there the pakolo dia why am me no want to me touch you
okay
want to me touch was ya sorry that man me our altar bia okwa so no obesha
okay
and to you bia no me kan you wan say my bet my ejuma but another thing you say you train yeso you render your pastor functionless because what ya na come so much so me go be fufura onto me
okay
because I had another experience bia apart from all the experience that I had no be the bia I say something I had to confront the person before for years. Not coming once.
Okay.
Pastor, yes, until then I'm here in the crown or coming one place. On Jai's idea. And so I'm in talk. I'm just being sincere with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Apostle, you should say like what evangelism and say be as for mutimi crusade, mutimi ko baby mama kwa preachy. Say ukoko preachy now watching a year Accra. Is it compulsory say Accra want na wona se afebuana?
And yet compulsory, you know, kind of pastors be president. Look for a Bible believing church. And then compulsory.
Okay.
But senior bear also why sure say obey disciple ni pardon so any right. Sometimes it is wise say one can say okay. Bear obey you were ready mo say bear and also back of heaven. What is the ultimate is heaven at the end of the day. But any compulsory say Bakono is in a good church. Why not? We say bring too much. I have the biggest church 10,000. Oh yeah. What is Billy Graham? Obi you say man of God you say and on open now Oba already hope. Look at him. He became one of the biggest evangelists that the world has ever produced.
Sure.
One person. There was one person. And you know, most of the time, we need to be able to reconcile all that. You know, we need to feel free with the members. But sometimes you want them to grow and so they can be sure, say, also, I hear discipled.
Okay. Na apostle ye share ye papa ni video yi ba ye comment bebre about here one particular commenter ba ya like SNA dodo na was in support of it say yeah or making the can I say nipa na or comment was say no can say Bible say adom no ana say gift no what dem akwa enti say won so what dem ma e was say won so won fa em makwa. It's you don't have to be seek say be a nipa ne be grateful to you say be a why you be ama no na eno kampo manipa ne ekoti say nyankopon sha mam osankofo du ne yare no ba ko pe ene ba ye bebe da na se nyankopon all those who busa say na nkun aka no we ba yes to no eno anye something na e boda no
obisa say am wen
obisa say omo we ba
so obisa say omo wen and I'll tell you where are they? The people are very ungrateful. Hey, sometimes we fasting, we prayers, God bless you.
So does it mean say at times when you do something for a church member and I say will you be mobile, you have to expect gratitude? Like I want to know as a pastor.
Really, it's not like we expect you.
Okay.
But so yeah, wow,
okay. Okay.
And now encourage you to more.
Okay.
You know, they are tired, so sad, and we are even used to. And to me, and you want to be more.
Because of your past experience.
If you see a bear, I'm another person.
Okay.
I also want to help somebody.
Okay.
And if one person cannot prevent me from helping another person. You are killed. I mean, your ministry is killed.
Okay.
You're the human being. Say, cry to me. Easy.
So that means when such things happens now, it can also bring your gift or your spirit down as a pastor. Like brown ungrateful towards you know.
Hey,
in what way? In what way?
Feeling wounded, bitter. We are young pastor now named Sadiana. Ya ni already mukakra emiado asun already I ministry na che enti imi boni pa me hwe dipa no o me expect so the paper eno fa me ho say me ya ma Jesus eno ano no je ne ba me wie na me boni ya ma ya ma Jesus because for 14 days I'm telling you about me bomba mo be now come 40 days about me $500 million now $200.
Okay,
I'm telling you $500 million is now amount $200. Man, who be that?
Na say eno den nipa no ono an de ne pe na wo de amount no de it doesn't matter.
Osha, is it reasonable?
It's not reasonable though. Sure.
We share with pastors. We buy on say staff for her. On me na so we have to computer so na there. We buy there Yeah.
Obia, okay.
Now the thing came out of nothing. Now bomb pie from the scratch. We shall bomb pie now bomb pie. Now I choose Canada. If they are now 500 million, scar free or bar no amount $200. You know, so where I share on color.
Okay.
But I share with staff. I already see project where also out here. If you are my cost school.
Sure.
Where most of the time, no, because for people name, but there's nothing really with offering.
Offering, okay.
Offering. Most of the pastors and you're offering.
Okay.
A gift. So I won't me on being I say, well, thank you, Daddy. You know, offering the grand dear. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, dear.
And easy.
And easy. Okay.
Easy,
Now, Pastor, you share. Enya ye papa enkwane ye sofo anase obi a oye nyame na musinia na kwada ye ni bibia ebi a waka bibi e de ache no ye share all the time bo on ma be hunu social media na hu sofo we no about say ni junior pastor ye ni say no odome no na like so otiti obi e we nyame mu obi be be hye wase we nyame mu na fe edrum pempenso obi say wo free wo nan ase na o ka wo ho asembone aba wonim say de wo ka ni nyina no enye no kre ene wa brabo na say de wo ye no any the same line but wo ka de egu wo fia must you curse the person.
Oh, make us cheo enye obia no obia ni call me mandate.
Okay.
One of my mandate is say me raise sons.
Okay.
And if I have over 100 prophets, I'm raising all over the world. They are doing very well all over the world. And I know Sano, if he has that kind of mandate, you're very tolerant.
Okay.
Because yeah, Papa, a bit tell nice. Yeah, Papa, you can't move him. You be yao, you be, and easy.
Sure.
Obina wako count, but
Oyoba, be any day.
Well, Eoba, ono titi no na Eoba obede. Enti obia all father's heart bia on kese ma.
Okay.
She suffer no mu nyame amon sango so for fathers on kese. Ono ba na beji obi o maba. Nya bia. Omo warrior mo bia e da so. It's nice, you feel comfortable, you feel happy. Enti me kese ma. We are acrobatics na we are baba.
Odana wo nyina wo kwa na opemu a obesa aba. Sure.
Enti kasa nyina one day.
But yes, you feel hurt.
Influence on so very powerful. What your name?
Because I dey na pastor no you feel hurt say ade a won yeye na wakwada wa hye wase pen. What aduane amane pen na o ka.
Manenka. Oh father's heart ondumi no da.
Okay.
Father's heart enyesa. This is only father's heart no. You be a man for so the church now we are 1 or 2 3 people no more say no you know why fathers pa mean Canada we fathers mean man be cry any church me
okay
more big ministries but they see me as their father
and
they respect the oil upon my life.
Okay.
What I said
okay
a do dia what my friend say me bomb by now
sure
because what you attack bia yes your father is very important. But when you attack beer, this is a father bomb palm.
Okay.
Oh, look at singing in a leader. I'm telling you. And to the father's grace, we in curses are. Naming curses. But it hear me. But curse bad here. I don't know, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then they make a chair, my friend, bra. Then won't come on. Yes, sir. I can't say, yes, sir. The bone fool and no, say, my car. Be calm, you are.
And one,
No.
Okay. Now, Apostle, Osha den nebema obi a watete no obefu na so obekọ ka wo ho asembone. Don't you think say pastors now so they are also at fault?
No. Both parties.
Okay.
Sometimes only myself father, sometimes you can do the wrong thing.
Okay.
And when you do the wrong thing, you should call your son and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, they did you." If you are saying, "I mean, you know."
Yes, sir. Yeah.
African fathers apologies to our sons. And the African typical spiritual fathers who say, say, "Oh, I'm doing this, sir." Me said, "If it's an baby, and then me intention. Oh, I'm sorry. Me baby be permanent, me baby be free. I'm sorry." A very good up and coming pastor. Before because now, not trade fair, yeah, man. And I can say, "We on your pastor will have you." I always destroy that young man. I pick a phone and call him myself. I said, I'm very sorry for what I did. I was also in young. What I said, I apologize to him. He came back. You understand? Later, came back to work for the ministry for a while.
Okay.
He's still my son. I love him. There's nothing. Or bomba or pitchy wawa. My voice got to say my voice. When I say, oh, yeah, me ba. Or pitchy format of no pitchy. Pitchy now TV. Where pitchy is here? Or pitchy pa. Oti.
Me too, pa.
He's still my son. What you look at share need.
Now, Apostle say no, who say church members no, and I say Ubabek share penny asia. You have to expect anything, and I say then like how are you going to cope? Say there be nothing around the pastor, and I say your leader no will affect you to the extent of say Ube kwa kind of one.
Oh, some people should be taught. Sorry, be a bedroom and I say marketplace and I say baby no. Sorry is a very sacred place. Yenka yamini pa wanse enye. You can hear what touches the Lord's anointed.
Okay.
And people have been taught loyalty. And say when you were Christian, we can sana ever to me a kakra. But leave the pastor for God to judge, and you will not bet to me judge the pastor.
Okay.
The judgment of the pastor who can't be around a Bible.
Sure.
Who can't Moses you want to say.
Kwataguno.
But I said you can't do that. I say in church kakra. And one is about bomba also for bomba. Now. It be say class some way advice there are people are elders are meeting me and say oh daddy if you say any time my befa and the grow also for the moon I grow body when you see that there nyami I mean most are a year juma I bet to me side here to me idea so I say don't touch it
okay
to men go come pass and one say bon pa man microphone no mo can side here sometimes we want say baby I pass na my papa. But so about on can't tell say wabu. And no one say one old video or here and suffer.
Now I was yeah sha obi wo no mu a obekwa akoka ebi an suffer ho asemboni ana obekwa akọ ye bibi onu no no ba baka suffer panyini tini ka kire ne say baby a ukoko gu manimu asidru ye no ko amend everything and san wa ba me na say mama bompa ya ama no so no kwan so say obi afọ na wa ba wona say
e ka che ne say onye sase ne be betimi reverse no me
okay
some because no me di achi
okay
and that's a way to reverse the curse even I mean like I said to reverse the curse go and do that
okay
and that's the discretion of the pastor. I can't really begrudge anybody for doing that, but there's also something about forgiveness. Say we are bonia facheno. So don't find to me fanchena. You mean to me fan bonus will child. So there's an issue about forgiveness. So I said it should be very important so that you know we play by that card as well.
Okay. Now apostle you fan say be a mafumo me ya oba mafumo. Na mentimi amba wona say mama me power chow say be a papa fa me bone chemi. Na say me konya me nim ka say oh mafum me papa say ni say ya. Enti won fa enchemi a no so no say me papa na me fom no o ka bibi editia me a can it be reversed
mami ka accept oni wo obetumi aye boni atia ready obetumi aye boni atia nipa
sure
boni ka asano dey no kan here or champ said I have sinned against heaven and I've sinned against you
sure
what did me can say and to betumi aye boni atia nipa and to yet tell nipa akopanicho
I just onye tie nipa o so nkonko pe nipa na cho yin nyame na abekọ ne ho akopa okay
now you are now akopa na mi acho
ubi abesa akonyame o wapa nipa na cho we wie no okay
before you people nim sande no that is what I said if possible be at peace with all men I'm sorry enti if you are be a pa nyame cho pa o pa why you need boni fair like I said I'm sorry before you bring to me yes sir
eno ni asem no
it's pride. I didn't know to me. He said, Christ is formed in you. I'm very humble. Oh, my friend, back on me. I'm sorry, said me, sir. Watch me. Back on me, proud. I'm sorry for me, proud. Only the entire chair were wilderness for 40 years because God wanted to humble them.
Okay.
They had a problem with pride. Why bondage? Why occur prisons are still pride or more? Pride is an issue.
Okay. Now, Apostle, and say you dey free and Papa Reverend Boakye no hono na yembunra. Last time I buy prophecies in one sense, making some comments. Be say who say election. Honum. Na enche ye bia so na parliament na just wo moto abade yi speaker. Honum na ye share enoma ekoso honum a. Abaso na ne kwan so unu sa nyoma we say na we feel here as say as a pastor but as a Ghanaian say na we feel here say o mpanyifo a ye to abade yi wo mo say wo mo so nko to abani speaker na wo mo misbehave here in that way or the other no.
Man can't say much. Ghana's problem is corruption.
Corruption. Okay.
Now, Usha, about to you know say corruption is very because you could see, sir, nobody was trusting each other. Sure. And at that point in time, it was very, very bad because the fight caused so somebody want to outwit somebody. Sure. There are allegations, say bribery allegations, and there at the Parliament House, everything played out at what our normal elections is like. Now, Ushe very critically, a career ordinary person I shooting this year. Sure. And it is very, very bad. I mean, corruption on there is eating us out. Even at that level, we want to cut corners. And I feel very appalled by what happened at Parliament. And I may feel sad, well, going forward, we should do something about it. All the people that were involved should be punished. Both NDC and MPP. Okay. So that we can bring some sanity into Parliament. But wait there, any kind. So I think, sir, it didn't really help us. But thank God, sir, it didn't escalate into anything else. Sure. Despite the fact that military ban on the idea, we still were able to elect the Speaker of Parliament, and I hope, sir, going forward, governance will be more like consensus. Sir, obi chena, obi so chena doing. I know so better me about everything there show corruption. Corruption here person fighting. Presbyterian Church moderator I call for disciplinary committee say woman taking action parliamentarians no one more action na one more no say and discipline one more ebunu mo so say woman bra bonten like honorables name bra bonten no me part of for one more actions one more exhibit say parliament we are self na nyina ehwe emu de hin na wo hwa say you be discipline one more and answer one more bra bonten emu de hin na wo hwa ebeboa. I think both of them will fine. I mean, Kalatanka apologize. Sure. It got people more upset, and the reason he gave, it got people a bit more upset. But I saw somebody also booting, what's it called? The ballot box. The ballot box, should be punished. Both parties should be punished. I don't think so. We should overlook it. Otherwise, ordinary citizens here, we don't have the moral right to punish them. Okay. I mean, it can affect even our normal. Yes, it's wrong precedence, and must be punished. Whatever say fine, be crap. Fine no more. Okay. It will deter other people from doing it because then it shows our corruption starts from the top to bottom, and so we can't punish anybody who goes to steal like cow. The same a big man will do and do the wrong thing. I mean, we should look at it very carefully. And CSOs must speak out. Christian Council, they be American, they should speak out. And we are doing the do. Parliamentarians, Christian Council, they form the majority. Christian Council form the majority. They have voice. They have voice. Yeah, they have to speak. Okay. They have to speak. And to say we bring some sanity into the system. They're very, very important. Okay. Now, Apostle, share CCC, NDC for one more enya speaker
mostly people are thinking say it's going to affect the work of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo because ni opposition na eba working into bibia ni anyoma entimi enkoyi ana say obe object say ni nyoma bi ode beba on board say na wo so hu no.
Oh, to me who said Ghana's democracy grow.
Okay.
And no government should think say Ghanaians will remain the same.
Okay.
They say that the culture of skirt and blouse will be market.
Aka. Okay.
Until Parliament will be managed by another party going forward, and another the presidency will also run on its own. So it's going to become a culture. But me feel say the personality involved as a Speaker of Parliament is a fair-minded person.
Okay.
From all the things that I've heard people say, it's a fair-minded person, such that share and weigh the thing, such that if it sees and it's going to benefit us as a nation, then it's going to allow for approval to take place. In any case, he's not going to give approval. He's going to just coordinate the issues of Parliament, and that's going to strengthen our democracy. He feels it's a very good thing. So there's absolutely nothing wrong. Nanado should look at reducing the number of ministers.
You should reduce the number of ministers.
Instead of 100 and something, because you're 100 and something, and no one said you're 137. Okay, 110, and so there are 80 B and now 70 B and now 70 B.
Okay.
To combine most of the ministries, and you should take the 2021 going forward as the president of Ghana. You should take it as a time to be able to do things that will benefit Ghana, not party.
Okay.
Because he's not going to come back as president again.
Sure.
That is where we are going to have a test of presidency. Me feel said it's all good for him. It will allow him to do things objectively and win more hearts. So I pray that he does that. I pray he does that. And if he does that, it's going to help a great deal. The only challenge we have is that for the first few months, the petition from Jomama might disorganize them.
Organize things, okay.
But apart from that, going forward, Nyama Bekoye. Believe me, Nyama Bekoye. We are very fine.
Okay.
And then our democracy will deepen. I also advise that any all-inclusive government bring other people on board as much as possible. Objectivity will play out. Enjoy politics, creative policies.
Okay.
Or minor, because this is the way forward. Different.
Sure.
And yet, 1992, now started. We're about so many years into how many years? About 18 or 20 years.
Yeah.
From the Fourth Republic, how many years? 92 to 18. About 18 years, right?
More than
20
more than 18
years, 30 years. Was it correct?
Sure.
Okay. 18.
No, more than 18. I think it's 20 rather.
20 years.
Sure.
Okay. So we are of age. We've come of age about 18 or 20 years somewhere. We are of age until we should be objective with governance. They say they'll be at home, and that will give him a plus. For the next 4 years going forward, he should look at a very objective complement, a smaller number of ministers. Look at Ghana as a whole, not the party as a whole.
Okay.
Because first 4 years, most political parties want to come and win power back. That's what they do. But the next 4 years, it should be objective. It should have national policies that will help Ghana as a whole. You will always be remembered for it. That's my humble advice to our president.
Okay. Apostle, share after say inaugurate Mampenyi His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo so we do a minor no NDC General Secretary Papa Johnson Sidunketia or have some press conference say now ordinance some L2 Edra or say MPP NDC sorry one more they don't recognize and as they don't admit say Mampenyi Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo well no na Mampenyi it is still no recognize him as a president. Maybe he's a president for the part of the country but not for some parts. the other part now when your president no warm because omo dey still na omo ne say yeah abanu wiemu ekoso ene ho nyoma until say won beba ma bibia ni ada ho plane ma ye hunu enyoma emunu omo NDC for edie and as we no Johnson Sidun ketia ne na pound for the womo engine tumu ne engine mampanyi entumu china say wondi eye womo so nti womo they are living as their own omni president and what
the good thing is that they can't bring the constitution rules the country. No, in fact it's not the person that rules the country. Rule of law is the constitution that rules the country, and you can't break the laws. The president is only a human being, and he himself is under the constitution. What did they can say? And obviously, some mark of court. They are saying that there are issues with the elections. So in their minds he's talking based on the fact that they are in court. And for me, they have showed it severally, said they don't recognize the president. It's no new news. It's no news for me. But that's what they've said. They have said it through their petition. So they don't recognize the president.
Because that time we've not inaugurated him yet.
It doesn't matter really. I mean, that's what they said. But by bringing a petition before the Supreme Court, you are saying that the election is flawed.
Sure.
So in their opinion, they don't have a president.
So up till now that we have inaugurated His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president, yes, so they can't recognize him. And don't you think it's going to trigger so many things?
Oh, really? It feels this is what it is. I mean, it didn't do anything really. After they said that, you see, Ghanaians, we are very peaceful and very peaceful. I mean, look at all the things that happen. They get in the parliament. We were able to vote the speaker. We are wonderful people. Yeah, we are
a peaceful country.
Very peaceful country.
And yes, still parliamentarians were fighting, throwing ballot boxes away.
We were able to elect our speaker. We are moving on. It's worse in other countries. Go and see Uganda. This one is not fight though. We didn't fight.
But it wasn't right, or was it right?
It wasn't right. But I'm saying that nothing bad happened out of that. A few things didn't go well, but we still. What I mean is that we still, had our speaker. That pastors should not take some of the things the members who had. Like they said, I've given them a clue.
Okay.
You did it because of Jesus. So what I said, oh yeah, dear Mobia, Jesus inti now come, and you did it because of Jesus. At the same minute, suffering in Ankasa, Memma Yao and Kaumo say Obiya Obonia Fachano. But there's nothing wrong with if it's going overboard. Let me have a friend and say, oh, talk about it nicely, but not in a very aggressive way. So we need to discuss. He will say, Christopher, as a leader, let me have a friend and that's a humble advisor. But me as a pastor, let me and with us as a nation and what has happened in Parliament and our presidency, we thank God that we have peace. Let's magnify the peace we have, and let's take one day at a time. So I hope that this country will be peaceful. All we are looking for as a nation is prosperity for everybody. Poverty level not any easy. Before bread, school fees not the idea. The sufferings will be reduced. That's most important. And yet we can't kill car. I know that's a humble advice. Everybody should calm down and let's see how to help to alleviate poverty. That's a critical point. Poverty.
Okay.
Poverty. And that's a humble advice I'll give everybody. Everybody should contribute its quota to national development.
Okay, Apostle, answer na ye dey ensem no ebeba na wie ye no ye enedey ye share yem papa prophet Nigugezi. Wodin sembia baba betu eye edwa achese uchema sesei akeka na ya adonson e dia fa asofo wo mo ehuni titu ene bloggers ne writers a wo mo tro news ko online ne won kon ba no onya te asem ba akona onya ontie the whole thing enkonkosi na wie hu die ntia ana botaye ntia ma wono sofo na na se nyame nipa no wo kasa no that word kakra bi na wate no bo hu ana oda kwakwa kotro bibi na wo de asem nipa no edinti sei de wo se nani abre won fa entertain eye obi a se obi a wo betwe ne ho asem bone ana abeka ne ho asem bone no de wo de wo so nipa no obesiu o de obeko court nyame nipa sofo court eka mudwumadi ho so obi ka bibia enye ede fam ho amutimi de no ekwa na yenim se no de yemra mai obi ye bibi na hene nkoyi a ba so for say bia waka bibi na ebia ye nyame asemu na aka bibi na nipa ne hu ne se o wanka ne ye e no de ba social media so be ka se na de so for aka nyame ni papa na aka se ni se na se ko ye debate na ankoyi amma wo so for na you have to sue the person.
I didn't buy a kakra, but it's unfortunate saying Uncle Folk can't sell more radio. So we share social media, people are insulting people, character assassinations now the idea. But I don't think that that's the way to go. Obi Samia, because our pilot anchor, our public figures is here. He said president, and the Pabia Uncle Folk for no make account, be an aquatic and to do that night be a make account. Go find about court. I don't think so. Because you can't stop people from talking. There's some level of freedom of speech, but the Bible says vengeance is mine, I will pay. They are kind of farmer Jesus, but home pie. I don't know who here. And to me, first say, Anka, and who here said, obey cancer and seminal. ABR, he said it out of pain. I can't begrudge him.
Okay.
Yeah, want to make money, but can't settle. Well, yeah, dear. But one say why, but I didn't think it's the best thing to say at this point in time. Because every time they come, one say we have accounts.
And say because I said they be account, only say it's a way or a channel so the best shut people down. Don't you think say it will work?
Don't just shut down. I mean, you want to the more who can come more crap up. Now that you answer. Because
then I pass him so that some more back you buy the the back
yeah, but if you go to court, what have you said? Depending on the things that you have said, really, I don't think the money might be stopping. Because how are you going to see the person in 7?
Okay.
Say come to court. His address. His number. People don't use the right names on phone, on Facebook. So how would you be able to identify them? You will never know. It's a battle, the fight infertility. It's a battle infertility. There's no point. And only here. I know they are to be here. Because most of the people who cancer no. Bloggers don't use something TV, something fair, something DB are any correct. Something at the past TV or something. And so already you cannot really get to the people and give them someone of them to court. It's just I don't think it can work really.
But I say in fact say be a one-on-one say apostle what hey now later on e be able say be I can was in be about bonti be I can ya say you dey win me obetimi dey yakokot like me person say e right say so for or do obi court like
the Bible didn't really say that we should go to court. We have anything with the believer.
Okay.
Call the elders and then speak about the matter. Don't go to court. Okay. The Bible doesn't recommend court, but court is a constitutional provision. And following a constitutional provision is not a sin.
It's not a sin.
It's not a sin, absolutely. So when you court said by virtue of following a constitutional provision, there's nothing wrong with that. But the Bible doesn't recommend that. It could be actually an appearance of sin, but not really a sin.
An appearance of sin, but not really a sin. Like how? I'm not getting it.
The Bible recommends that we flee from all appearances of sin.
Okay.
I can give you one or two examples to say that, like for instance, something that can lead you into sin.
Okay.
It's an appearance of sin. Something that can lead you into sin, for example. And so you don't encourage that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I feel that that's a way to go.
Okay.
It's an appearance of sin.
But it's not sin. Okay. But Apostle, is it right, say blogger, you will listen to a part of certain things, a part of, let's say, a pastor preaching, maybe he says something, then you just take it and use it as a topic and blog and defame the person. Is it right?
And it's a Facebook language. It's a social media language. If you want to do something, I mean, you see, A lot of people want fame. They want to use you to get their fame. These days, that's what happens. And so, no, you don't really have control over.
It's I don't know one person will be able to use their fame and like
all you cannot. How can he do it? Does he know them? Can he write the summons to them? You know, someone a ghost. Because before you send a suit, you must know the person, his address, and give the suit. You have to know the person.
Okay.
Facebook, you don't know everybody. You use weird names.
But at least nowadays you can locate the person through their phone numbers and all those stuff.
It is easy, sir. Unless you are national security and appropriate institutions can do that. BNIs, they have the equipment to do that. But you, Ankasa, you don't have that equipment. That's it. God, I mean, higher institutions are here investigation and they're going to be an instrument. They can check who did what and follow up. Has it got that means to be able to investigate and find the person and set the person a suit? And it's that easy. It's an effort in futility. Fighting futilities.
Okay. Now, Apostle, you share a year Prophet Nigeria said you didn't a comment no abana. Or making it as in a way say, and I say a binumu in a way say kwakwa say software the ni kwan say you count once and bonne. Like
oh really? Jesus Christ was accused. They accused him of working with the spirit of Beelzebub and everyone.
And okay.
And he, as a man of God, they did it for Jesus. They even crucified him. They called him all kinds of names. So there's no issue, with that. As far as I'm concerned, as a man of God, they'll speak evil about you. So
if they speak evil about you, what reaction should you take as a man of God for them to know that maybe what they are saying against you is not right? At a point in time, when you become a certain public figure, there's some people called a publicist. Okay.
I'm managing public figures.
Okay.
And you must have the PRO so much me customer on the idea because some of the information might be wrong, so they can manage the information in the media space for you. I know you can always come and rebut it. It's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. That is your space you are trying to manage. I know there's nothing wrong with it. I would recommend, say, if you get to a point out to me, Grana, you need publicists. They will advise you, and you need, PROs. How much me kasa amount. Your personal
and you want to say all the time
you have to use wisdom. And my advice to him says, Otia, the best he could do is get the right people around him when it comes to some of this issues. And they can rebut for him. If you don't, and every time when you part, you feel at peace. You feel like, oh, me too, Makasami. Somebody who listens to the story, your side of the story might believe you and lead the others. So you have the opportunity to rebut. And see, there's nothing wrong with it. So,
okay. Now, Apostle, last question na yemfa insia enisa. Papa no ni video ni mono ni I think earlier Prophet Nigeria earlier video no ni nsemo de atudwa no o make some comments be still na no dodo na enheda entiase ntise wo entiase bi ana wo de amayen na say wono as a prophet no nyame timi bie nani ema ne ko eye hunhum wiase in a spiritual realm yeah hunhum wiase na even say woman ne kete krampo na wotena so no kata nani a obetimi ehunu bibia na wakoye te say a form of magnet the moment obechia no and say obebe no like anything about you no attract ben no manu hu bibia the fan want to say like prophets are like scanners. They can scan you when you come close to them like na me say one in ya join with that side.
It was because you're a prophet, you're a man of God who idea I had to say lifestyle.
Okay.
So we be fair crap up to me who say we not be
fair. Oh okay.
Oh to me who what is going to happen tomorrow. You can tell, you can know what it is. I know there. Oh to me who say you can be so sharp say obi back rapper. Omo say oh think dey na be going to be.
Oh na say you obo on man why do you see utimu a wotimi pie no dey say you normal.
To me normal.
Okay.
And to me interpret the voice of God.
Okay.
But we are sabbat me different say what dream from as me any
kasa. Okay.
And then be normal. And we are sabbat who say we the imagine But at that time, we won't say, Yamini on the kasa. You can hear, clear, you can differentiate the voice. It's my sheep heareth my voice.
Okay.
And to make it clearly, and I don't think it's really, I mean, ABR, on no face or kata or can is trying to put flesh to it. But clearly, if you meet somebody without closing your eyes, bet me home. Bet me home. Okay, bet me home. Any problem?
So what's the one kata when you can see anything?
Bet me home. ABR, except 1 or 2 occasions, I'll be only more I worried and also be bizarre, and especially in the atmosphere of worship. And no crap easier.
Easier. Oh, okay.
A lot of things. I think it's
and that means it applies to all the pastors, evangelists.
Pastors, no, prophets.
Only apostles. Prophets and apostles. Okay.
More pretty prophetic gift, you know.
Okay.
I'm to me what they want to me. They know the future. They can tell you. They can. About to me,
okay.
But your cancer can tell you yes. Gymnastics said they can't work.
What they can't get, what they garnish more unique.
Garnishing the whole thing. I mean,
so it's not anything strange.
Yeah. Okay. Say, oh, me who's no A said the same thing. Sure. A, I'm a home M, I'm a home M. So there. Yeah, Shannon S.
Okay.
But me share comes to see her. Sometimes me who didn't grab on me, friend.
Oh, friend.
And one said, "Back on that on yeah, now break it now." Gymnastics no free with this. And to go in the gymnastics in the company.
Okay, prophet. You better was see a brown sunya ma ye twetwen enkomo. Na abusiafo ye di AC no ye be say obe subscribe to your channel no so when you like videos na share na ebiom so follow ye your IG page any ye Twitter page so @tumagh_ and a Facebook too much gh ye papa apostle Walter Sakwa Manthe na ye no twetwen enkomo Faith Army Chapel International ene asafwa woda ano na abusiafo aha enebre ebe mai kwan ama yedi esi midi ede ekuasi kapa dasene yebesane hia makram
the major prophet kum chacha on say me catch was say bomoden na hwe too much gh on say me kan ye nyene bone pa na kase ye pe wo wiase ya asodin ti na adam wo hu nyame ye no nyam no wo hu ne ma bi a wo hwehwehwehwe e wo other place ni ade kat won na bomoden na be hwe too much gh behwe na subscribe bomoden o behwe pe na wa ye subscribe o subscribe na subscribe na o subscribe a na wo benya ne ma papa a wo pe ahwe nyame hira na
me dey Isaiah Kwadwo obetumi afem the great temple mbrembren wonu me kan woni hwe too much gh mu ye too much na me so me ye am fire
too much gh. Many have come and many have gone, but you are a great kankambukacious ability, worth being beheld by every optical nerves. That saith the papacy.
Keep watching Too Much GH, and you'll get the best of entertainment, the best of everything you want.
My name is Human One. Keep watching Too Much GH. It's the best.
Keep watching Too Much GH.